There's a shift happening, right before our eyes. Have you felt it? That strange power surging through you, a deep knowing that you are meant for something more. The world tries to silence you, to push you back into the shadows. But you are no longer the quiet, compliant soul they once knew. Now your energy is disturbing them. Why? Because they see it, the chosen one inside you, and it's scaring the hell out of them. For those of us who are awakened, the world feels different now. We can no longer look at things the way we once did. There's a deep knowing that something is wrong, something hidden, that we must uncover. We sense the lies, the manipulations, the chains that society tries to place around our souls. But here's the thing about being awakened. You see the truth, and once you see it, you can never unsee it. You might have felt alone in your journey. Maybe people told you that you were too much, too intense, too out there. That's because the world is designed to keep us asleep, to keep us in line. It's a system that thrives on conformity, on control, on quiet submission. But you are different. You are here to break the mold. You are the chosen one, called to rise above the noise. This is not a curse. This is your gift. You are the one who was meant to wake up, to see the truth others are too afraid to see. And now, it's pissing people off. Why? Because you are no longer playing by their rules. You've noticed it, haven't you? How your energy has changed, how people now look at you differently, almost like they're threatened by your presence. It's not your imagination. There's power in your aura, in your new way of being. You've stopped people-pleasing. You've stopped seeking approval. And let me tell you, this is infuriating to the ones who want to control you. The chosen ones are not easily manipulated. We don't follow the crowd anymore. We walk to the beat of our own drum, regardless of who doesn't like it. We speak our truth, unapologetically, even when the world tries to silence us. This new attitude you have, it's awakening something in others too. It's forcing them to confront their own fears and insecurities. And that's why they try to dim your light, to tear you down. They want you to go back to being small. They want you to go back to fitting in. But you will never fit in again, and neither will I. You've felt it, haven't you? The pushback, the whispers behind your back, the criticism, the judgment. The world doesn't want you to be free. They want you to stay in the matrix, in the system, because when one of the chosen ones awakens, it is a threat to their power. They try to convince you that your newfound power is dangerous. They'll call you selfish, stubborn, or delusional. But none of that matters anymore. You know who you are now. You've realized that your power isn't something to hide. It's something to embrace. And this power, it will change the world. The world will try to make you feel small, but this is the moment where you step into your true self. No more pretending, no more fitting in, no more shrinking back, just to make others comfortable. The world is full of distractions designed to pull you off your path. But those of us who are chosen are called to rise above the noise. We are called to stand tall, to walk with grace, and to embody the power of our soul. We are here to shine so brightly that those who try to dim our light only end up exposing their own darkness. Let them talk, let them judge. You're no longer interested in their approval. You are here to do something bigger, something more significant, and you are not afraid to face whatever comes your way. Remember this. Once you awaken, there is no going back. You cannot unsee the truth. You cannot unlearn what you know. And that's the power you carry. The challenges you face now are not punishments. They are tests. The universe is preparing you, shaping you, making you stronger for what's to come. You will face resistance, but remember this: resistance is only a sign that you are on the right path. When you break free from the chains that have kept you in the dark, there will always be those who try to hold you back. But nothing can stop the chosen ones. You are unstoppable because you are not alone. Your soul's purpose is guiding you. The universe is behind you. And when you walk in alignment with your truth, the forces of the universe align with you. This journey isn't just about you. It's about all of us. The awakened ones have a purpose that extends beyond personal growth. It's about lifting the collective. When you rise, others rise with you. You are part of a growing movement of individuals who are no longer willing to stay silent, to stay hidden, to stay small. You are here to make waves. You are here to bring light into the darkest places, to shatter the illusions, and to help others awaken to their own truth. This world needs you. The world needs more people like you, brave, bold, unafraid to speak their truth, unafraid to live their truth. Have you ever wondered why the moment you started awakening, the attacks began? Why suddenly people who once supported you turned against you? Why you started losing friends, family members, even opportunities? It's because the battle isn't just physical, it's spiritual. The war between light and darkness is real, and when you step into your true power, you disrupt the system. The ones who operate in darkness, whether knowingly or unknowingly, feel your presence as a threat. You don't have to say a word. Your energy alone is enough to disturb their spirit. That's why you're experiencing so much resistance. They sense your power. They know you're not like them, and they hate it. This is why you must be prepared. The stronger your light, the harder they will try to extinguish it. They will use manipulation, guilt, fear, even isolation to break you. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. They can't break you unless you let them. Emotional chains are the most powerful form of control. Society programs us to seek approval, to crave validation, to fear rejection. But that programming is a lie. Look at your life. How many times have you held yourself back just to keep someone else comfortable? How many times have you ignored your inner voice just to avoid conflict? This is why people-pleasing is a trap. It keeps you enslaved. It keeps you weak. And weakness is exactly what the system wants from you. But you are not weak anymore. When you let go of the need to be liked, the need to be accepted, you become dangerous. Why? Because now you're free. Now they can't control you. And that's what terrifies them the most. When a chosen one breaks free, they set off a ripple effect. Others start to wake up. Others start to question, and before long, the whole system starts to shake. This is why they attack you, because they know what's coming, and they are terrified of it. Understand this. Your enemies don't always attack you openly. They don't need to. The most powerful weapons are silent. They will isolate you, make you feel like an outcast. They will plant doubts in your mind, make you question yourself. They will twist your words, make you seem crazy. They will smile in your face while plotting behind your back. This is psychological warfare, and the only way to win is to know the game. The chosen ones must be mentally strong. You must be unshakable. When they try to manipulate you, you must see through it. When they try to make you doubt yourself, you must stand even firmer in your truth. Their biggest fear, that you will stop doubting and start believing. Because the moment you do, that's the moment you become unstoppable. Fear is the oldest weapon in existence. It is how they keep people small. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear is an illusion. Think about it. Every time you have faced your fears, what happened? You realized they were never as powerful as you thought. The moment you stop letting fear control you, you step into your divine authority. Chosen ones are fearless, not because they don't feel fear, but because they move through it anyway. The system can't control a fearless person. They can't bribe them, threaten them, or manipulate them. A fearless person walks with power. A fearless person moves with purpose. And you are becoming that person. One of the hardest lessons a chosen one must learn is this: you will walk alone. Not forever, but for a season, a necessary season. Because the truth is, the masses cannot walk where you are going. The weight of this awakening is too much for most people. They are not ready to see what you see, to know what you know. And so, when you begin to rise, they fall away. This can feel like abandonment, but it is actually divine protection. Understand this: your energy is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to it. The universe will remove those who are not meant to go with you. It is painful, but it is necessary. And in that silence, in that solitude, you will find yourself. No more distractions, no more false friendships, just you, your spirit, and the undeniable truth of who you are. At some point on this journey, you will face betrayal. It is inevitable. The ones closest to you will turn against you. The ones you trusted will show their true colors. The ones you thought would never hurt you will. Why? Because betrayal is a test. The universe allows it, not to destroy you, but to awaken you. To reveal who is truly for you and who was only there for what they could take from you. Most people break when betrayal comes. They shut down. They grow bitter. They stop trusting. But not you. A chosen one does not let betrayal make them weak. They let it make them wise. You will learn who is real and who is fake. You will learn to listen to your intuition. You will learn that not everyone deserves a seat at your table. And once you pass this test, you will emerge stronger, sharper, and untouchable. Have you noticed how people act differently around you? How some feel drawn to you while others seem instantly irritated by you? That's because your presence is powerful. Even if you say nothing, your energy speaks. You don't have to try to stand out. You naturally do. You don't have to try to intimidate people. They naturally feel it. Not because you are doing anything, but because your spirit carries weight. This is why some people dislike you without reason. It's not personal, it's spiritual. Your energy exposes what's hidden in others. If they are full of light, they will feel at peace around you. If they are full of darkness, they will feel uneasy. Your presence is a mirror, and some people cannot handle their own reflection. Don't be fooled. Your enemies are watching you. They may unfollow you, but they still check your page. They may pretend to ignore you, but they still listen to what you say. They may act like they don't care, but deep down, they do. Because they see what's happening. They see your growth. They see your strength, and it is eating them alive. They wanted you to stay small. They wanted you to stay weak. But now, they have no choice but to witness your rise, and that's the ultimate revenge. Not words, not arguments, just your elevation. Keep moving forward. Keep evolving. Let them watch. Let them feel it. Because the best response to envy is success. There's something different about you now. Have you felt it? That silent shift in your soul. You don't react the way you used to. You don't chase people the way you used to. You don't explain yourself the way you used to. Because you have stepped into your power. When a chosen one matures spiritually, they stop wasting energy on meaningless battles. They stop proving themselves to people who will never understand them. They realize that real power is silent. You don't have to convince anyone of who you are. You don't have to argue your worth. You don't have to beg for respect. Because when you truly embody your divine energy, people feel it. They know. And the ones who don't? They were never meant to. Have you ever run into someone from your past, and the energy felt off? Maybe they seemed distant. Maybe they looked at you like a stranger, or maybe they tried to bring up the old you, the one who no longer exists. That's because you've changed. The version of you they knew? It's gone. You have evolved, and they can feel it. People from your past will try to remind you of who you used to be. They will say, "You've changed." They will try to guilt-trip you into acting like your old self. But understand this. You are not meant to stay the same. Growth is painful. Evolution is uncomfortable. And not everyone will be able to handle the new you. But that's their problem, not yours. Have you noticed how certain people's energy has changed toward you? How they suddenly seem irritated by your presence? How their compliments feel forced, like they're holding something back? That's because they sense your shift. When your energy levels rise, it disrupts those who are stuck in lower vibrations. They may not understand it consciously, but their spirit does. Some will distance themselves. Others will become passive-aggressive. And some will try to bring you back down. This is where most chosen ones struggle. They don't want to lose people. They don't want to be misunderstood. But listen to me. You cannot lower yourself to make others comfortable. If your energy makes them uneasy, that is their battle to fight. You are not responsible for their discomfort. When you step into your power, the attacks don't always come in obvious ways. Sometimes they are subtle. It's the friend who suddenly stops supporting you. The family member who always has something negative to say. The coworker who gives backhanded compliments. These are energy leeches. They won't attack you outright, but they will slowly drain you. They will provoke you just to steal your peace. They will create drama just to pull you into their chaos. They will throw shade just to plant doubt in your mind. Why? Because they cannot create their own energy. They must feed off of yours. And the moment you recognize this, you take your power back. Pay attention. People are leaving your life for a reason. It's not a coincidence. It's not random. The universe is making room for something greater. Not everyone can go where you are headed. Not everyone has the capacity to handle your growth. You may feel lonely at times. You may wonder why certain relationships had to end. But trust me, what is being removed is not a loss. It is a blessing. Chosen ones do not keep people around out of habit. We move with purpose. We align with those who match our energy. And those who cannot, they will remove themselves, or the universe will remove them for you. You've probably realized something recently. You don't talk as much as you used to. You don't waste energy arguing. You don't explain yourself to people who refuse to understand. You don't engage in meaningless conversations. Because now, you understand something most people don't. Silence is power. When you stop reacting, they lose control over you. When you stop explaining, they can no longer manipulate you. When you stop engaging, they're left with nothing but their own energy. And that is what they fear the most. Your silence forces them to deal with themselves. And for many people, that is the most terrifying thing in the world. Let's be real. Some people don't hate you. They hate how much you shine. They hate that you walk with confidence now. They hate that you no longer seek their approval. They hate that you are glowing without them. And so, they will try to dim your light. They will bring up your past to make you feel unworthy. They will question your decisions to make you doubt yourself. They will compare you to others to make you feel small. But the truth is, they wouldn't try to dim your light if it wasn't shining so brightly. So let them talk. Let them gossip. Let them project their insecurities onto you. Because while they are focused on dimming your light, you are focused on making it even brighter. Here's something you need to understand. Your biggest haters? They don't actually hate you. In fact, they admire you. But their ego won't let them admit it. They watch you evolve, and it triggers something inside them. A deep insecurity. A reminder of everything they could be, but aren't. So instead of supporting you, they mock you. Instead of learning from you, they compete with you. Instead of respecting you, they try to belittle you. But what they don't realize is that their obsession with you is proof of your power. If you weren't doing something right, they wouldn't care. If you weren't making an impact, they wouldn't feel threatened. Their envy is just a disguised form of admiration. And whether they say it out loud or not, they wish they were you. Chosen ones often spend years chasing the wrong people, trying to prove their worth, trying to be understood, trying to fit in. But the moment you stop chasing, something powerful happens. The right people start appearing. The ones who see your value without you having to prove it. The ones who match your energy, not drain it. The ones who celebrate your growth instead of resenting it. Because here's the truth. You were never meant to fit in with the wrong crowd. You are different for a reason. You are not sent here to be like everyone else. You were sent here to lead, to inspire, to awaken. And once you embrace that, the universe aligns you with those who truly belong in your life. Some people can't handle your confidence. Your self-assurance makes them uncomfortable. Your authenticity threatens their illusions. And so, they try to shrink you. They undermine your success. They throw subtle jabs. They laugh when you talk about your dreams. They dismiss your ideas. Why? Because they feel small around you. And instead of growing, they try to make you shrink. But here's where they fail. A chosen one cannot be made small. You are not meant to dim your light to make others feel comfortable. You are not meant to lower your frequency to match theirs. They will either rise to meet you, or they will fall away. But you will keep rising. Have you noticed how the things that once triggered you no longer do? How the people who once had control over your emotions suddenly feel powerless? That's because you have mastered something most never will. Detachment. Detachment is not indifference, it's power. It means you no longer allow external forces to dictate your internal state. It means you no longer seek validation from those who don't matter. And that makes you unstoppable. When you detach, they lose control over you. They can no longer manipulate you with guilt. They can no longer keep you trapped in their drama. They can no longer weaponize your emotions against you. They don't know how to handle this version of you, the one who moves in silence, the one who doesn't react, the one who walks away from anything that no longer serves them. And that is why you have already won. Healing is a dangerous thing, not for you, but for those who benefited from your brokenness. The ones who could control you when you were insecure. They resent the fact that you love yourself now. The ones who thrived off your people-pleasing. They hate that you've set boundaries. The ones who enjoyed watching you struggle. They are frustrated that you are rising. But here's the thing. Your healing is not up for debate. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. You don't need to make yourself small just to make others feel big. You don't need to apologize for becoming the person you were always meant to be. Because you didn't go through all that pain just to stay the same. They never expected this. They thought you would always be available, always be the one who said yes, always be the one who tolerated their disrespect. But you have changed, and now they don't know how to handle you. They try to guilt-trip you, but it doesn't work. They try to shame you, but you no longer care. They try to push your buttons, but you don't even react. Because you are not the same person they once knew. And the ones who cannot handle your evolution, they will fade into the background while you continue to ascend. One of the greatest shifts in your journey is when you stop trying to be understood. For so long, you explained yourself. You defended your path. You tried to make people see why you are the way you are. But now, you don't need their understanding. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You are simply being. And that is enough. Because the truth is, the right people will understand you without explanation. And the wrong people will never understand, no matter how much you explain. And once you realize that, you are finally free. Let's be honest. There were people who wanted to see you fail, not just fail, but break. They wanted you to lose your mind. They wanted you stuck in self-doubt. They wanted you questioning your worth. Because a weak version of you was easier to control. But they underestimated you. You didn't just survive, you transformed. You didn't just heal, you evolved. You didn't just rise, you became untouchable. And now, the very people who thought you would crumble are watching you walk in strength they never imagined. They don't understand how you're still standing, how you're still shining, how you're more powerful than ever. But they don't need to understand, because this journey was never about them. It was always about you. Growth is a spiritual filter. As you rise, people start falling away. Not because you did anything wrong, but because they cannot exist at your new frequency. It's like a staircase. You keep climbing, and some people refuse to take another step. They're comfortable where they are. They fear change. They fear discomfort. They fear losing the version of you that served them. But you're no longer willing to stay behind just to keep them comfortable. So they have two choices, rise with you or stay behind. And most will stay behind, not because they can't grow, but because they won't. And that's not your burden to carry. There's something different about you now, something they can't quite put their finger on. You move differently. You speak with certainty. You no longer react the way they expect. And that scares them. Because they can't read you anymore. They can't predict your next move. They can't manipulate your emotions like they used to. Your mystery is unsettling to them, because people fear what they cannot understand. And a chosen one walking in full power. That is one of the most unpredictable forces in existence. Most people live in illusion. They wear masks. They tell half-truths. They play games, but you see through all of it. Your intuition is too sharp. Your awareness is too deep. Your spirit is too discerning. And that makes you dangerous to the ones who rely on deception. They can't fool you anymore. They can't gaslight you. They can't manipulate you with their words. Because every time they lie, you feel it. Every time they fake a smile, you sense it. Every time they pretend to be something they're not, you already know the truth. And that is why they fear you. Because a person who sees clearly is a person they cannot control. You used to be available for everyone. Always answering, always showing up, always giving your energy freely. But now you protect your space. You don't respond to every message. You don't entertain every conversation. You don't let just anyone into your world. And that is driving certain people crazy, because they were used to having full access to you. They were used to draining your energy whenever they needed it. They were used to your endless patience. But that version of you, it no longer exists. You have become selective, intentional, unavailable to anything that does not serve your highest self. And the ones who took you for granted, they are realizing that they lost something irreplaceable. When people realize they've lost control over you, their last weapon is guilt. They will say things like, "You've changed. You think you're better than us now? You used to be so nice. What happened?" But what they really mean is, "I can't manipulate you anymore." They are not upset that you changed. They are upset that you outgrew their influence. Because the old you would have tolerated their disrespect. The old you would have put their needs before your own. The old you would have bent over backward to make them comfortable. But you are no longer that person, and they don't know how to handle it. People love the benefits of being around you. Your wisdom, your light, your strength. But very few want to earn the right to be in your presence. They want access without effort. They want your time without respect. They want your energy without reciprocation. And when you start setting boundaries, they get offended. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because they were never meant to stay in your life long term. They were only there to teach you one lesson: to value yourself enough to stop giving freely to those who don't deserve it. And once you learn that, they lose their place in your story. Some people were secretly hoping you would fail. They watched you struggle. They saw your setbacks. They assumed you would never rise again. But now, you are thriving, and nothing bothers them more than seeing you win, without their help, without their validation, without their approval. Because your success is a mirror. It forces them to face their own stagnation. It reminds them that they had the same opportunities to grow, but chose comfort instead. And instead of being inspired, they are resentful, because it's easier to envy you than to put in the work to change themselves. At first, they thought you were replaceable. They thought they could find someone else with your kindness, your loyalty, your energy. But now, they are realizing people like you are rare. They will search for another version of you in other people, but it will never be the same. Because what made you special was not just your presence. It was the purity of your soul. And once you walk away, they don't just lose you. They lose the best thing that ever happened to them. They will say you've become cold, that you've lost your heart, that you've built walls around yourself. But here's the truth. You are not cold. You are just no longer naive. You have learned who deserves access to you and who doesn't. You have learned that love is not an excuse for disrespect. You have learned that forgiveness does not mean allowing repeated betrayal. And that is wisdom, not bitterness. You didn't harden your heart. You just stopped allowing people to take advantage of it. And for the first time in your life, you are truly in control. For so long, they had control. They knew exactly what to say to make you doubt yourself. They knew how to manipulate your emotions. They knew how to pull you back whenever you tried to walk away. But now, none of it works. You've broken free from their spell. You no longer fall for their tactics. You no longer seek their approval. You no longer react the way they expect. And this is driving them insane. Because their power over you was never real. It was an illusion. And once you woke up, the illusion shattered. Now they are the ones feeling lost. When people can no longer control you, they try to control how others see you. They will spread lies. They will twist the truth. They will paint themselves as the victim and you as the villain, because facing the truth, that they were the problem, is too painful for them. They would rather make you look bad than admit their own faults. But here's the secret. The people who are meant for you will see through it. The real ones will feel the truth in your energy. They will recognize who you truly are. And those who believe the lies, they were never meant for you anyway. You used to care too much. You used to overthink their words. You used to analyze every action. You used to wonder if you were the problem. But not anymore. Now their passive-aggressive comments go unnoticed. Their attempts to make you jealous don't affect you. Their silent treatment no longer makes you anxious. Because you have disconnected from the drama. You have pulled your energy back. You have reclaimed your peace. You have realized that not every battle is worth fighting. And when they see they can no longer get a reaction from you, they lose their power. They miss the old you. The one who was always available, the one who gave endless chances, the one who accepted breadcrumbs and called it love. But that version of you is gone, not because you became heartless, but because you finally saw your worth. And now, they don't know how to deal with the new you, the one with boundaries, the one who demands respect, the one who walks away the moment they sense toxic energy. They keep trying to trigger the old you. But no matter what they do, you are never coming back. They act like they don't care, like they've moved on, like you no longer matter. But behind the scenes, they are watching you. They check your social media. They ask mutual friends about you. They lurk in the shadows, trying to see what you're up to. Why? Because you are still on their mind. They didn't appreciate you when they had you. But now that you're gone, they can't stop thinking about you. And that is their karma, to watch you thrive without them. Once upon a time, you would argue. You would explain yourself. You would try to make them see your side. But now, you let your silence speak for you. You don't waste energy on those committed to misunderstanding you. You don't beg people to see your worth. You don't entertain meaningless drama, because silence is the loudest response you can give. And when they realize they can no longer pull you into their chaos, that's when they feel your absence the most. Chosen ones often feel the need to save others, to help them awaken, to pull them out of their toxic cycles. But you are not their savior. You are their lesson. Some people will only grow after they lose you. Some people will only appreciate you after you walk away. Some people will only wake up after the damage is done. And that's not your burden to carry. Your role was never to save them. Your role was to be the wake-up call they never saw coming. Sometimes, people walk away without explanation. Sometimes, relationships crumble for no clear reason. Sometimes, connections you thought would last forever suddenly disappear. That's not coincidence. That's divine intervention. The universe sees what you cannot. It hears conversations behind your back. It knows the true intentions of those around you. And when someone is removed from your life, it's never a loss. It's protection. Trust it. Because every time someone exits, it makes room for someone better. They thought you would dim. They thought life's struggles would break you, that the pain would make you bitter, that the betrayals would steal your light. But instead, you are glowing, brighter than ever, stronger than ever, radiating an energy they can't quite explain, because every time they tried to destroy you, you transmuted the pain into power. And now, your glow is undeniable. And it bothers them, because they don't understand how you survived. The places that once brought you comfort now feel small. The conversations you used to enjoy now feel empty. The people you once connected with now seem distant. The dreams you used to chase no longer excite you, because you've outgrown it all. You are no longer the same person who fit into those spaces. You are evolving at a pace that most around you cannot match. And that's why you feel disconnected, not because something is wrong with you, but because you are ready for something bigger. Now that you've elevated, they are starting to realize what they lost: the loyalty, the kindness, the authenticity. And now they want back in. They will try to reconnect. They will act like nothing happened. They will pretend to have changed, but you see through it. Because the truth is, they never valued you. They only miss what they could take from you. And you are no longer in the business of giving your energy to those who didn't appreciate it when they had it. Your growth is inspiring to some, but threatening to others. Because while you were leveling up, they stayed the same. While you were healing, they were avoiding their wounds. While you were evolving, they were making excuses. And now, every time they see you thriving, they are reminded of what they could have done, if only they had chosen growth instead of stagnation. But rather than change, they choose resentment. Because it's easier to envy you than to put in the work themselves. Some people only kept you around because they fed off your energy. They took from your light without giving anything in return. They used your kindness as fuel. They drained you and left you exhausted, but now you have cut off their supply. And without your energy, they are struggling, they are restless, they are empty, because they never learned how to generate their own light. They always needed you to shine for them. But now that you're gone, they are left in their own darkness. Chosen one, your journey is proof that nothing can break a soul destined for greatness. The enemies who tried to dim your light are now blinded by your glow. You are no longer playing small, no longer seeking approval, no longer giving your power away. And that, my friend, is why they fear you. But this is just the beginning. Your transformation is still unfolding, and the world hasn't even seen your final form. Keep rising, keep evolving, keep walking in your divine purpose. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Have you felt this shift? Have you noticed how people are reacting to your newfound power? Let's awaken others together. Like this video, subscribe to Ascended Awakening, and share this with a fellow chosen one who needs to hear it. Because your presence alone is a revolution, and they're not ready for what's coming next.